We've been traveling through the Pacific Northwest the last 4 weeks and have found ourselves in Vancouver, exploring the city in our van, Stardust. Me and Archie have been traveling this way for the last year now, taking turns between city living and life on the road. It's been challenging, balancing a full-time job, making videos on YouTube, and trying to find connection in a city I barely know. But here we are in Canada's most expensive city, questioning how we can be free in a world full of modern trappings. Traveling in a van is one way I've been trying to answer that question. It allows me to escape the grind, the city, the noise, and explore new territories, communities, and cultures, all from the comfort of my little home on wheels. And I consider myself so lucky to be able to live this way in a fully off-grid camper van that has everything I need. Well, almost everything. I am in need of a shower today. Usually when I am not showering, I'm using these baby wipes every day to just freshen up and be somewhat clean. And these are really good because they're fragrance free and they don't have any harmful chemicals on them. I need to wash my hair and I want to do a good shower. But before we go do that, I want to take Archie out to go to the bathroom and show you where we stayed last night in the city of Vancouver. Morning, Archie. You ready to go outside? Yeah. Quick. This is a really good sleeping spot that I found in Kitsilano. The van is parked next to this huge hedge here, and on the other side of the street is a public school. We had a really good night's sleep because there was some traffic a little bit in the morning, but honestly throughout the night I did not hear anything and I slept through the entire night, so that was really great. The city of Vancouver and neighborhoods like this are very, very expensive to live in, but I have been living in it for free and experiencing everything that these neighborhoods have to offer because I live in this. Van life in cities have its pros and its cons and its challenges, and I'm going to be showing you what it's like to live and travel in a van in the city of Vancouver and sharing my thoughts on what that's been like. So I have been spending quite a lot of money during my time here because there's so much good food to eat and parking is paid in a lot of places, especially near parks and attractions and popular places like that. But thankfully, I found a spot in iOverlander that apparently has free hot showers in a community center in West Point Grey, which is the bougiest, nicest neighborhood in Vancouver that I've seen. I don't know if there are nicer, but it is a extremely beautiful neighborhood, and it surprises me that this is free. Let's go check it out and see if it actually is there and if it's actually free. The nice thing about Vancouver is it's a relatively small city. So we're in Kitsilano right now, and to get to the very west end of this lower mainland part of Vancouver is only 8-minute drive. So that's been really nice, but there's definitely some things about driving in Vancouver that has kind of surprised me and has been challenging. When I first arrived in Vancouver, I thought the traffic lights were malfunctioning because the green lights were all blinking. I learned pretty quickly that in Vancouver, the green blinking lights indicate that they are pedestrian-controlled lights and that many of the streets here don't have traffic lights or stop signs in all 4 directions. Coming from Toronto, where most of the stops and traffic lights are all 4 directions, it definitely took some getting used to. I went on Reddit and people there say that they often get out of their cars and push the button for the pedestrian signal so that they can make a crossing through the road. And I don't know about you, but I feel really uncomfortable doing that, driving a big camper van and potentially putting myself in the middle of traffic. But here we are, navigating a new city with new road rules and figuring things out as we go. Yeah, so this is a good example of a major street where it's only two-way. So I'm cutting across and it's really scary. But despite the challenges of getting used to a new city and its traffic laws, I still couldn't believe how beautiful Vancouver is. Many roads here are lined with lush green trees, and if you're driving north, you can even see the mountains when the skies are clear. Sure, it rains here a lot in the winter, but that's the reason why it's so beautiful in the summer, and it's easy to see why people are willing to pay a premium to live in this beautiful climate. So I keep a shower bag ready that has all my shower stuff and my towel. And then I just put it in my Trader Joe's bag. That. Okay, Archie, I'll be back. You be good boy? Be good, okay? I'll be back. Give me 30 minutes, buddy. I was wondering if you have public showers available.
We do. We do ask that people limit it to 15, 20 minutes per
Yeah,
shower.
for sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, wow. This washroom is so nice. Okay, I'm going to shower and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, it's funny because as I was filming and talking about driving in Vancouver, I got honked at again. It was honestly probably my fault. But the way I think about honking is it's a form of communication on the road to keep everyone safe and to keep things going. But I don't think it should be a tool to express how angry you are. Because being angry on the road, that's not good for anyone. It's not good for your mental health to get stressed out. It's not good for the people around you and their mental health when they're driving. Like, how many of you have been honked at really aggressively and then you feel anxious as you're driving? Is that going to help you be a safer driver? I don't think so. I don't know if this is a hot take and if people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I don't honk my horn aggressively unless I'm about to get into an accident with someone. If there's something really scary or potentially dangerous happening, I will honk my horn pretty loud. But if someone has not gone yet on a green light or they're not turning on a signal that gives them the right of way, I just give a beep beep. But here, they blare their horn for a long time and it's really unnecessary. And my nervous system has been quite dysregulated in this city because of the driving. And yeah, I don't know if it's sustainable for me to live here in my van because of that. For now, I'm going to finish getting ready and then we're going to have to find a park up to do some camping, I guess, as you will, in the city, because that's how I spend my time in the city, is finding a nice place to park up and exploring from there. So let's go do that. Point Grey is one of the wealthiest stretches of real estate in the entire country. On Billionaires Row sits a home valued at nearly $70 million today. But here's the thing, you don't have to be anywhere near this neighborhood to feel Vancouver's affordability crisis. The average detached home in the city is close to $2 million, and even a basic apartment averages around $700,000. And when you think about it, choosing an alternative way to live becomes less of a choice and more of a necessity, because the gap between the wealthy and the middle class is only growing wider. Archie. You ready for lunch? Yeah, you hungry? Mm. Alright, I want to eat. And my favorite go-to to break my fast is this new is this new thing I learned on the internet where you can make boiled eggs a lot more yummy, and that's what we're gonna make today. It only takes 6 minutes. Well, 6 minutes to cook the egg and like another minute or two to make the recipe. Oh, the water is boiling. See, that's the thing I always forget about this induction stove is the water boils really, really fast. Way faster than a gas stove, and I always forget that, and it's boiling way sooner than I expected it to. Okay, now that the water is boiling, I'm putting it in for exactly 6 minutes. No more, no less. And we will lower the temperature as well, because once it's boiling, it's not necessary to have it on max. So while we're waiting for the eggs to boil, I thought I would share some updates about the van itself since it's been a while. I have some new artwork that I made in Vancouver. This is a print of a soul fish that I made using acrylics, and I made this print from a dead fish. And that's because I attended the Powell Street Festival, which is an annual Japanese cultural festival that takes place in East Downtown Vancouver, and that was one of the stalls that they had. And basically fishermen in Japan would make these prints to advertise the fish that they had on market. And also there was this artist that I met at the festival, and she moved from Japan to Vancouver, and she's a comic artist. So I purchased some of her art to support her. Her whole story is all about feeling lost in life, and so she has these posters that I really resonated with. Like this one is like, every detour is leading me to myself. I love this one. It says, your heart already knows the way, and she's strong with her boxing glove and she's crying. And then this one's really cool. It says, work, eat, and sleep. Life is pretty much the same wherever you are. And it has a dog that, you know, is like Archie. Oh yeah, another little small upgrade I made is I used up my tissue box and I cut off the top, and I use this as a little mini garbage can that I keep on the counter on the kitchen, because I find that throughout the day I am constantly opening my bottom cabinet to throw out little pieces of tissue or floss or cotton pads or little itty bitty bits of garbage from my supplements, like any little small thing. And I'm doing that like so many times a day that I decided that I needed to have a little mini one, and it has been a game changer. This free tiny upgrade has made my life in the van so much easier, and I absolutely love this. Okay, so the eggs have been bathing in their water, and this is the fun part. They put butter and salt and pepper and they mush the egg up with it. And what I decided to do is put a little spin on it and make it a little bit more Asian. So take some ghee, because I have, you know, as you all know, I'm lactose intolerant. So ghee is clarified butter. It doesn't have dairy in it. And then I'm going to take the eggs and take the shell, deshell them. Yeah, when you do the cold water bath, it's so much easier to take the shell off the eggs. There's nothing worse than when the shell does not release easily from the egg. It's like torturous, actually, to peel an egg like that. Okay, there's the other one. To make it yummy, I'm going to add a splash of soy sauce. So literally just a little splash. And then a little bit of sesame oil, just like the tiniest amount ever. Like truly does not need that much. And then I have this Trader Joe's crunchy chili onion. But any kind of hot sauce, any kind of chili oil. Oh, that's my fridge. Oh, it's not opening. Okay. When jars don't open, I have this rubber thing that opens. Helps me get the grip I need to open it. It's awesome. I love it. If you do not have good grip strength like me, definitely get one of those. So I'm going to put some chili oil in it. And I'm going to add some rice seasoning. Furikake. It's Japanese rice seasoning, and it has seaweed and sesame seeds in there and bonito flakes. So just a little bit of that. And then what you do is after you put your toppings in, you just squish it. Just like mush it all together. And you're not trying to like blend it fully, like you want there to be chunks. And then you enjoy it like that. I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but I promise you it's delicious, and I've been like eating it every day. So good. And honestly, if you don't have like all those ingredients that I put in, just butter and salt and pepper. It's also really good that way too. Very simple and yummy. Normally, I don't like to park on the street, and I like to find a public park and park in the parking lot when I'm camping out for the day. But in the city of Vancouver, it's really hard to find that. Every day I've almost been paying anywhere from $6 to $15 to park. So for instance, when I wanted to take Archie to Stanley Park, we parked for 2 hours and I paid $15 for that. Queen Elizabeth Park is another famous park, and that is also very expensive, and we actually opted out of visiting that because of the parking costs. So yes, I feel the buffeting when I'm parked on a street like that, but it's not that bad. It's not like I'm in a major city center. Okay, so finished Archie's walk, and I took him back to the van because he's tired. He wants his afternoon nap. So I'm gonna go for a walk on my own, which is great because I get to walk a lot faster. This is Pacific Spirit Regional Park, nearly 2,000 acres of old-growth forest sitting right inside the city limits of Vancouver. Locals just call it the endowment lands. And the moment you step onto one of its trails, the city disappears. Moss-covered trunks, towering cedars, the smell of damp earth. It feels like you've driven hours into the wilderness, but you haven't gone anywhere. Downtown Vancouver is 15 minutes away. That's the thing that drew me here. Most cities make you choose. You either get the skyline, the restaurants, the energy of urban life, or you get the mountains and the trees, but rarely both. Vancouver refuses to choose. You can spend your morning completely swallowed by forest and your evening at a rooftop bar downtown. That mix, real nature, real city, close enough to have both in the same day, that's the magic. That's why I'm here. So Pacific Spirit Regional Park in UBC is situated on the west side of Vancouver, and Vancouver has this split between the east and the west, where the west is a lot more affluent and has really large mansions and expensive homes, and the east side, it's not, quote unquote as nice. And what I find that I notice in every city I visit is that the most affluent neighborhoods have the best access to nature. Here I am living in a van, and I'm able to camp out in front of a house that's tens of millions of dollars and access the same trails that they're able to access. The saying British Columbia, BC, is short for bring cash is very true. Parking is a very small aspect of it, but it's one that I've encountered a lot here because all I'm doing is trying to find parking. That is what van life is in a city, is going from one parking spot to another parking spot. But it's not just parking. The cost of car insurance is much higher here than other parts of Canada. Groceries, property tax, gas. Gas is expensive here. I'm grateful nonetheless. I think it's an absolutely beautiful city, but I get why so many people leave because it is really, really hard to make it out here. Okay, we just chilled in the van for a little bit and it is time for dinner. So I'm going to make hot pot, which is one of my favorite go-to meals because it is so easy to make and so delicious. And Vancouver is really known for amazing Asian food. Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Indian. It is only befitting that I make some Asian food myself. So hot pot is really easy. You can buy these mixes that are instant for the flavor of the broth, and I went with a bone broth flavor. And you basically just put whatever toppings you want in it. So I like to have Napa cabbage and some Chinese greens. And then I love enoki mushrooms. And then I usually get the beef ribeye sliced rolls and also the lamb as well. And I really love to use shirataki noodles, which are a really healthy, high fiber alternative to wheat noodles or egg noodles, because this is very low in refined carbs. It only has 3 grams, it has 0 grams of carbs in it, and for half this package, it's only 5 calories. And finally, I have dried bean curd rolls, and these are really yummy. Oh, I forgot one very important ingredient I like to put in, which are assorted fish balls. These are so yummy. An absolute must-have when doing hot pot. So I'll kind of put one of each. And I've been eating this all week, so I already pre-made the sauce. But the sauce that you use for hot pot is really just like choose your own adventure. But mine basically has soy sauce, sesame oil, sriracha, chili oil, garlic, green onion, cilantro, and almond butter. Peanut butter tastes better, but I used almond butter. And you just mix it. All right, here we have hot pot van lifestyle. I got the meat that I cooked separately earlier, and I'm just gonna put some of that back in the pot so it stays nice and warm. And I just kind of put like all the things I want to eat in my bowl. And then what I like to do is I just take a big spoonful of the sauce and I just pour it on what I have in the bowl, and then I eat it. Bon appétit! The sauce truly is what makes this incredible. And I've been eating this every single day this week. Mmm. Okay. So the bean curd, the dried rolls is what you want because it soaks up all the soup. So see that? How it's like rolled up? So what I do is I just dunk it in the soup until it's soft, and then I eat it. And it is truly the most delicious thing ever. There's so many different kind of bean curds you can get for a hot pot. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and different textures, and there's fried ones you can get. But this one is definitely my favorite. Mmm.
Unfortunately, slept in a little bit longer than I was expecting, or than I was anticipating, than I was planning. That's the right word.
I put the bug nets up for the first time this summer because there's no bugs here. Really, the bug situation in Vancouver is excellent, and it makes van life so much more pleasant. To end our day, I decided to drive to Kitsilano Beach, a popular destination for locals in the summer months. I really like this neighborhood because it has everything you need and is very walkable. But it's also experiencing a lot of change because of the overflow from downtown Vancouver. New high-rises are starting to come into this neighborhood, and it's only a matter of time until it becomes even more dense and busy than it already is. There is a Kids Fest going on this weekend at the beach, and there was also a marathon today. Yeah, let's head out there and get a picnic blanket and check out what's going on today. Yeah, I could really use $44 million. Oh man, that'd be sick. To me, the most beautiful thing about cities are its people. Here in Vancouver, there is so much diversity that it truly feels like everyone in the world has come here to build something new together. There's all these tournaments going on here. There's basketball, volleyball, ultimate frisbee. I even saw the largest yoga gathering I have ever witnessed, a sea of people connected to each other in breath and in movement. It was a little unhinged, if you ask me, but I appreciated it all the same. There's a lot of wildfire smoke, so the mountains aren't that clearly visible, but it's a lot better than they were a few days ago. And it's really pretty. You have the mountains there, and then the water and the beach. It's a really, really nice community feeling. Everyone's out having such a good time. I can see why Vancouver is the most expensive city in Canada. I feel so much gratitude, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to experience this community without having to worry about how much it costs to live here. Vancouver, you're expensive, but I get it. I get why everyone wants to live here. It's a pretty awesome city.